make a central market. That's the bonus benefit of DeAndre's career objectives at Mr. Catfish and other state government organizations. Um, there it's a website, so it got different borderlines, and it's a sponsored 33 piece dinner, a nice beneficial dinner pack. Everybody gets fed at an equal amount, a common equal amount, a sufficient equal amount. 33 pieces, each 80. Nice full whole piece. 30, 60, 80, 221, 71. It works. That's Spensky 97370934 334. And works at 80, and works at 8930 370 317 p.m. and 4:59 p.m. 80. And works at 80. And only 80, and only 80, 739 49. So what you do is you just add more common attributes and more common recommended attributes together, and you make central markets as ecoleaf, as ecoleaf sets 80, and there's like 3 sets already made already. So you just urbanizing the menu options, figuring out what iTunes and Best Buy characters like, and seeing what Jack in the Box and Wendy's like of management material achievements. 80, nice up to date mechanics. 90/30. And that's what we do here, is just make central markets all day. We make about 9,000 central markets of 9 different compound categories. 80. And that's just making 99 pieces more formidable to the taste of nature or the point of interest. 80. So that's 33 pieces right there. 80. That's a point. 80. So you can make that a Green Bay motto. 80, or a point of interest, the motto that it leads. Point of interest. And that's what you're doing all day, putting combined like terms with common recommended attributes. And you just multiplying it times 7, times 9, times 4, and dividing it by 8 divided by 4. And that's ecoleaf. That's ecoleaf composites. 80. It's just like Indeed or Google or Frost, but it has its own multi battery balance that makes the profitable energy applicable to the circuit to get the mind cells blowing in that particular region for that particular county of law. I worked at 631 dimes. 80 for a good note. There's always 631 dimes for a good note, and 220 for anything that's almost configuratively right. And that's just an office manager. 80. An office manager profile. 80. Office Depot and Austin Community Center, of the SSI centers, of the DMV centers, and those are like the code district um, compartments of DWL in Austria, Colorado, May 80. Those are all the supervisor intents. That's what we look at all over the career part of DWL's life, and keeping a direct lieutenant applicable to ways of obedient and aiding. You got to be 739 of 8636 different megapixels. So you just got to figure out starving. You just got to know starving by 967. You just got to imagine yourself starving for 8 hours. Have a good meal at 80. That's where the reimbalance come in at 80. And this is just more into the lifespan and life size and life, what do you call that? Lifespan and lifestyles. That's how you can live a lifestyle of fullness and of obedience. Fill your corn chip up all the way. Make sure you're full by far. Make sure you take care of yourself, your real estate property. Make sure you go shopping, all type of shopping. Spend like $739 a shopping spree. Not a whole lot on shopping, but $739 on shopping. And that's just $739 of $20, you know what I mean? So you're able to get that whole amount. You can't do that. That's not perception. Doesn't work. It's unacceptable. So what you do is you think of better vehicles to go with, and that's just off the BMW X5 edition 80. That gave you a nice scenic environment to look at it and prescribe by. You're looking at the BMW analysis. That's $639 a month, 80. If you wanted to take care of six months, 9 months, and 5 months, that's $695 a month, 80. So we're making on a good check, 80. Paying up a good balance. Being able to become a car marketer, 80. Being able to have car lots and different points of interest to drive, different classic cars. A modern day 2018 strategies, 80. That's the main midpoint of the worldwide comm trade. So you got that, the stage light, and then you have more into the midpoint of the world, which is somewhere in Idaho or Minnesota, at the capital points, 80. So it's more metropolitan. I'm more in the metropolitan Philadelphia and Chicago of that's just basketball pretty much, morally. I'm in Chicago. I want to see some basketball. That's what you're reading in the book of that you see, and you get more warmer as you read. And that just Chronicles of Narnia. All Urban Day Chronicles of Narnia. It keeps you very urbanized and fantasized about what to watch and what you're looking at and what you like to prefer in your theory analysis while reading. So it teaches you a lot of that. And this is just a lot of what the PMC2 squared products is at the distribution center. Just teach you a lot about proper techniques. $739.15, $539, it's $239.15, $80, $985,000,080. There you go, $239.80, red and white and blue $80. That works $239.80. That works $80. $228.80. $330. We're working on it. $9.90 a quarter. $93.80. And we're using high problem math. It's $9.80, $9.90, and $9.99 of $9.90. Good pack of dimes that conceive that off. It's like 6,000 dimes that conceive that whole figuration of PMC strategic methods of composites. So that's what we use that for, to make a greater composite, 931, 51 PM or AM, whichever one fits the method of contrast of 24/7 hours. That's the whole city of 80. And that's just the urban day lakes and rivers of Colorado. And Brazos River is known for running soberly and steadily at 80, and making a greater proposition for 731.51 makes a greater proposition for that. And what we want to do is remain different healths of different environments of different 9-hour reductive strategies. Nobody does that 80. That works 80 reductive strategies, and that just gives enterprise 930 dimes. Every dime that's been extended at that point as a group. Common recommended attribute A80. So that's $930 going towards pure hydration. That's how you get the deep coolery of Dasani coming from Seton and Dell children and Dell computers and Intel computers. That's a common recommended attribute that gets you hydrated that way. That's 5 years old, that's 20 years old, and that's 40 years old. That's a whole 4.5 completed out of 4 different categories of 4 different coordinates at 80. So you get more of a full statement completed while you're at work, or why are you laying down, sleep all season or all semester, getting the hydration, flying over town at 80. That's what it's like going to the mall. That's what it's like going roller skating, going and enjoying your recreative life, roller skating, going swimming, summertime activities and attributes. That's where you're getting those informative scenarios coming to, and that's where you like to go swim at 7:39:18. You like to swim, you like to get a body cooler going on, and those are some of the main reasons why we love pool analysis, and we like to do pool strategies that make us compositionally, make us feel better at 80. So, uh, what we want to do is just figure out why we like pool. Why do we like to have workers on our career fields? Why is there important? Why is it important for us to know that they are here to care for the consumers of the pool of mid-class representatives? Why do they have priority over majority? Priority over majority. That's a high school motto, A80. And that popular demand is high school mottos, A80. Popular demand is high school motto, and popular sovereignty is high school motto, 80. So those three scenarios are stuff that we stand for since 1970. No matter if you was a Black Panther, a Confederate, or a Soviet Union officer. And those are the points I'm standing against. When you see me standing alone or in a big piece, you know what I mean? You see that big piece standing out there, it ain't nothing but a big long hall. And that's what you see from different perceptions of light, out of time and vivo characteristic traits. So it's a nice, durable, durable look of a different of Granger Chime and Spotify A80. So it handles that primordially. It has big reps in that primordially at that set of ecoleaf agriculture formats A80. It has big formats at that of its agriculture formats, and that's how it influences the artist. That it has a bigger proportion of republicability. That presides the point of different history facts, and you can see a big woozer in between that when we go to college, and all you see is college games. You got to work on slowing down, stopping and slowing down your whole material, and slowing down and stopping as well. You got to figure out your whole state of nature and how you stop and slow down and slow down and stop. You probably can't do just one. You can do two, and that's a 2.1 ratio. That's a state law right there. Any 2.1 decisions is the state law, which no one can really do unless they had the job or they had the career stats to do so, which that would be me, Amazon, Enterprise, UPS, and that's just different dish TVs, different road runners, different Papa Johns, uh, and that's the carrier analysis right there. You see the carrier analysis of a very, very strategic amounts. She put 790 down on that, coming from common recommended attributes. And that's where a lot of PMC data gets transfused between each other, because there's a lot of extra money that we needed to make a group compound, and that's what we do on a regular. But we needed to make that as established on a local basis somewhere and make that elaborated through the tech, and that's 93636 right there. That makes a bigger counted of a lead, and at 7:39 p.m. In the evening, 880. So that would make that. So that's just coffee and Starbucks and Wendy's, and we're able to make that off a share and 431 subscriptions of what common recommended attributes we liked. And that's how we got started with Chime PMC 2 squared card recommendation, so it can clear up its banking. And that's all Chime PMC 2 squared is all about. It's a recommended It's a macro mechanical performance tool made to made to transit and focus on the interactive scales of graphs, of PlayStation graphs and grids. So that's just the whole Google Docs of the trade, and what it does is adds to Spotify, Chime, and it herb for progressive positions and decisions. It adds urbanization for progressive decisions and positions. So it benefits your position and where you stand and how you represent yourself. So it gives you a nicer, gooder performance of a good tab of an informative a client or a representative or advisor for whatever you represent or your representative state aiding is more of a state organization. So that's where you get ecoleaf, the ecoleaf systems, the districts and departments. That's all it is. Ecoleaf is just a file form, keeping you informed about the updated rights and law and county awareness that you see all around your state and national across the world. And it's this point is deeply rooted in the U.S. coordinates of smaller square footed acres, these smaller square footed acres, and that's where I point of belief of my AT4 analysis. It is just a smaller square root. It's not 100, but it's a 50. I mean, it's not 100, but it's a 50. So it's a good trade for its value. It gives you a good recommended area of distance. It gives you enough space to get your macro economy job done. You got all the time in the world. You get all the subscriptions you need. That's about 431 subscriptions. You're able to get accountability, and you get all types of applications and different appliances through your career goals, and that's what you want to be available to conceive and concern yourself on. Everybody's working hot. That's just 2005. Everybody getting that high compression of radiation. High radiation coming from Chevy S10 heavy radiated motors, and that was existing in 1989. That was quite a long semester from 10th grade that we had earlier this evening. You know what I mean? That was 10th grade 2012. Like, really? That's UIL statistics. That's the circus there. We use those 3, 7, 3, 3, 4. You know, you catch that rotating and sliding side to side, and that's how you get football. Right there, you use your 3 main points of interest, and you see your characterized attributes on there, and you prohance the data to them, and you just shred out combined like terms and um, use processes of elimination to feed them the product that they needed, and that's how you get a strategic method of feeding your advisors and clients. And that's 449 as well, a area of a different district. See, at Mr. Catfish, we have 7 districts, and we're working with 7 districts the whole statewide, and you get some catfish, and that's about 739 catfish a year. So he's just shredding those up and making 739 catfish, and that could help a lot. That could help my dad's strategy a lot if he knows how much catfish goes in a year, and he's making that, and he's 3/4 above that every year that he knows that. and that's been 397 years since he's been doing that. So we've been able to make seasons out of it. It's in Law and Order. It's in CSI Miami. It's in NCIS Los Angeles. So it's already out there. We just have to make sure it fills the congestion side up to the maxability that they wanted it to fully perform. And it wanted top performance. So we're gonna make sure we get an ultimate top performance of a type, a particular type, and that's what makes it, more gentrified as a midpoint, more into the pineapple of the mango area, and that's where you get your corn central midpoints. The corn is central midpoints, so that's 739.47. So that will be a bus station or a transport station of some sort. Notification between mango, pineapple, and corn. They know that the corn is 3.4, and they know the mango and pineapple is 6.4. So they know A and C of their district distribution at 80. So that's a whole obtuse angle, making it to state, which is one of the biggest formats of its form by far, by 9808, of course, of certainly. That's one of the biggest angles that you have when you're traveling out of town or you're going out of state. You know what I mean? That's just a 3.4 method of your city transit division 80. So that's where you get the districts and the departments. You get your divisions coming through, and that's where you get a little local division going through, and you're able to figure out different plyometric scopes of different category analysis that you can look up and do something that'll make your Google Docs informed when you're informed by a 9.1 ratio. So you get different departments and different districts and different precincts of the world at 80. That works. Blue, green, orange at 80. 907, 24, 80, 80. 220, 80, 80, 220, 80, 3.4, 80, 80, 80, 220, 80, 307, 42, 80. Only 80, 80. That's Jack in the Box and Airco at 80. There you go, 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 at 80. 907, 24, at 80. 307, 34, at 80. There we go, at 80. at 80. Should be fine at 80. 80. There you go, 80. A nice crispy color at 80. Makeup at 80. We know that's Paris, London, and Tokyo at 80. They like that makeup. You know what I mean? That's 97, 27 right there. You all in the paint at that hour. You know what I mean? This ain't nothing but just working on your characteristic traits and your common recommended attributes. And that's how I lived my 709 to 2018 right there. That's how I lived that life right there. Common attributes and common recommended attributes. Yep. Common, a lot in common. You're just using different common attributes when you be descriptive. When you use a lot more descriptive language for your reputation. And you want more bang for your buck, so you want the biggest platform for your direction 880. That's about 924 people that's there. 924 people that's there when you're thinking about it, and it's a full crowd, and you're watching Denver Nuggets, and you're watching in Staples. That's where you get that ultimate creative detail coming in at, and you get a good, precise imaginability for detail, lady.